In 1920, the French army conquered Syria. The French were driven by material greed and anti-Islamic grudges dating back to the time of the Crusades, when the great Salahuddin defeated and humiliated the European crusaders in Syria. After conquering Syria in 1920, the French general Henry Giroud went to the tomb of Salahuddin in Damascus and disrespected the grave by kicking it and saying, "Awake, Salahuddin, we have returned. My presence here marks the victory of the cross over the crescent." Such open disrespect towards Muslims was not tolerated by the people of Syria, who revolted against the French occupiers. In the year 1920, Sheikh Badruddin al-Hassani, who was the Imam of the historic Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, called on the people of Syria to wage a jihad against the French invaders. He stated, "The thief has entered your house to steal your money and your religion. Get ready to fight and prepare your weapons." Many other Muslim religious leaders called on the people of Syria to revolt against the French occupiers. For example, the Sufi religious leader known as Sheikh Isa al-Banayuni mobilized his religious followers and began attacking French positions on the outskirts of the city of Aleppo in northern Syria. At the same time, a preacher known as Izzuddin al-Qassam also formed his own anti-French militia and began launching guerrilla attacks against the French army in the mountainous region of western Syria. Dozens of French soldiers were killed in violent ambushes and attacks across Syria. However, many Syrians were still reluctant to join the rebellion, as the Syrians were overpowered by the large French army, who reacted to the rebellion by bombing and killing hundreds of civilians in the Syrian countryside. The Syrian rebellion gained momentum on June 23, 1921, when Syrian rebels attempted to assassinate the French general Henry Giroud near the town of Al-Qunaitra in southern Syria. Although this assassination failed, it inspired more Syrians to rebel against the French. As a result, many landowners in southern Syria, such as Sultan Pasha al-Atrash and Ahmed Murayvid, also joined the rebellion and began fighting the French in 1921. The rebellion soon spread to the desert of eastern Syria, where the Bedouin tribes of the region began attacking French bases. For example, in 1921, the Bukhabur tribe attacked a French airbase in the region of Deir el-Zor, destroying 17 French warplanes, which were going to be used to bomb civilians in southern Syria. The tribal rebels burnt and destroyed the French aircraft and inspired other Arab tribes in eastern Syria to join the rebellion. As a result, many other tribal rebels in the Syrian desert joined the revolution, such as Ayyash al-Hajj of the Baqqara tribe, Sheikh Faris al-Atur of the Mawali tribe, Sheikh Sultan Sattam al-Tayyar of the Walad Ali tribe, and Ramadan Shallash of the Al-Busaraya tribe, who all led their tribes in fierce attacks against the French forces. By the year 1922, the Syrian Revolution had spread to northern Syria, where rebel leaders such as Ibrahim Hananu, who was a former Ottoman governor, and Sheikh Saleh al-Ali, who was a local religious leader, managed to defeat the French in multiple battles and managed to liberate multiple towns and villages from French rule. The French were being attacked from all sides and were in danger of losing their colony. Therefore, they resorted to savage crimes such as mass executions, indiscriminate bombing, and assassinations. In the year 1923, the French executed the rebel leader known as Adham Khanjar. The rebellion raged on throughout the year 1924, and the French refusal to listen to the demands of the people deeply angered the common people of Syria. In 1925, the Syrian activist and doctor known as Abdul Rahman Shahbandar published a newspaper statement in the Syrian capital of Damascus, calling on Syrians to revolt against the French until all French troops left Syria. Soon after, many other Syrian intellectuals and writers such as Shukri al-Quwatli, Tawfiq al-Halabi, Khairuddin Zarqali, and Nasib al-Bakri also began publishing and distributing statements calling on Syrians to join the revolt. As a result, many violent attacks against French forces began on the outskirts of Damascus, led by various rebels, including the former Ottoman army officer known as Fawzi al-Qawjki, who declared war against the French and joined the rebellion. Many other local rebel leaders such as Hassan al-Kharrat and Muhammad al-Ashmar also began attacking French soldiers on the outskirts of the capital. More and more people joined the rebellion, and the French were in danger of losing the Syrian capital. The French continued to suffer huge losses all across Syria. On 2nd July 1925, Syrian rebels in the eastern region of Hasaka seized multiple French tanks and began using them against the French army. On 3rd August 1925, the Syrian rebels defeated a French army led by Major Roger Michaud after killing 600 French soldiers in the town of Al-Mazra'a in southern Syria. Soon after, the Syrian rebels blew up the railway line between Syria and Lebanon in order to prevent French military supplies and reinforcements from coming into Syria. In 1925, the Syrian rebels gained one of their biggest victories after they captured the Al-Azam Palace in Damascus, which was built by the Ottomans, and forced the French army to retreat from the palace. In 1926, a Syrian interim government led by the former Ottoman prince known as Ahmed Nami Bey was formed in Damascus in order to prepare for an independent Syria after the withdrawal of French forces. However, this government never materialized because the French army eventually regained control of Syria through the use of aerial bombardment. Although the revolution was not successful in overthrowing French rule in Syria, it forced France to change the way it was ruling the country. The French were forced to dismiss multiple generals and allowed the Syrian people to elect local governors and ministers. This paved the way for the creation of the Syrian independence movement, which managed to negotiate independence from French rule in 1946. Shortly after the end of World War II.